Na mema wakwa ba emfa omra Nnawotwe adwumadie so ewa Adom TV Nnawotwe yakọ aba asan aba beto ya so mena wonyina yesi nkonwa na yedwendwe oman Ghana ho se ne ya ka no ye cheye yenso ye dia ye nya ye ene oman Ghana say yo say nyo we ene yesu betumi afre no say ye fie entino say ye nyina dia ho de bebom na yetumi asiesie ye fie ni yi a ebeboa amame ene wo enti ne ekoche no se me ne wo ye ka ho asem na ekoyie ne nso ne yetumi aka ho asem na bibia yetumi akoyie e de amaye ene se wo de wafide de ato ha me gina me production team anan mu na mada wase se o ma kwan se me ka ho e wo bibia wo nyina ye nyina ye ntene na ye ndwendwen issues e de aba ene nso no wonim se Nnawotwe a etwemu na the National Democratic Congress NDC, the largest opposition party, Adom Manifesto kotudwa ewo Winneba ye di dwumadie Nnawotwe etwemu no na ye twa eko eho na yakakwohwe ne ekoso ho nti manifesto no mutudwa no den na sa manifesto no na ene ye besi nkonya ne yetumi apenso mu kakra Nnawotwe manifesto no mu in economic or under economic policies or say implement a 24-hour economic strategy with 3 shifts of 8 hours each to maximize productivity and efficiency, transform Ghana into an import substitution and export-led economy, enhance access to public services and create more well-paying jobs for unemployed Ghanaians. But also say to stop the economic decline and restore stability and inclusive growth to the economy. We will also give opportunities to experienced banking hands who lost their jobs after the collapse of banks to secure their careers once more and move from the menial jobs they were forced into. 4, we shall abolish the obnoxious e-levy and review the levy imposed on bet winnings. With improved revenues from the savings made from a reduced size of government, an anti-corruption fight, fast-tracked operationalization of new oil and gas wells, increased investment in the mining sector, and a revamped cocoa sector, we can ease the heavy tax burden that has been placed on Ghanaian households and businesses. 4 or 5, actively attract viable and serious private sector investors to partner with the government to invest in productive sectors for job creation. We shall relocate some ministries out of the central business area to decongest the city of Accra. 7, this will involve an emphasis on agriculture and agribusiness and will have a strong focus on making Ghanaians own their micro enterprises. 8, or say, lead a process to set a standardized limit for borrowing and ensure that Ghana never suffers such a deadly debt management program that threatens to send elderly people holding government bonds to their early graves and wipe out the investment of the Ghanaian middle class. 9, the next NDC administration will transform the economy, diversify our exports, and ensure value addition to create more jobs from January 2025. We will add value to our cocoa by increasing domestic processing, refining our gold before export, and pursuing the dream of an integrated bauxite and alumina industry. Valcotor and other strategic industries that can serve as extra pillars for our economy will be brought on stream. In some of those, yebeshe na yatna ne yampense mu kama na nso etumi atiase ye. Again, yapa Adom brand, 100 days to election no, and they 98 days to election. Na no ye pa hotam no na NDC for rejected EC4 omo say mechanism back election 2024 no full proof NDC for rejected say ye bisa say NDC for some of kind no omo the rejected say EC4 claim omo say omo systems full proof and ye be discuss it now in studio. Fad Osman, ye member of the MPP's national communications team. Fad, good morning. You have a call there. Okay, all right then. And Yebeshe na yediomo nswabem. Peter Kwesi mense NDC's national communications team. On also studio Dr. Richard Fiadomo, or a governance expert. and semna ya bobo so NDC Manifesto mo beboa na yetumi atiase ye kama Efremi Samuel Kojo Brace me na dijuma which me chiame on behalf of my team no me so me mo akwaba Edwaba Adom TV if you are try no ewo Asempa 94.7 FM e chen woni aba ise ba e beto aso
133 Extraordinary problems require extraordinary solutions for extraordinary results. The sectors that we are looking to promote and encourage to run 24/7 and 3 shifts are first the agro-processing center. And so the textiles industry, the fruits juice making industry, all the industries, the iron and steel.
na yentumi nhye yadwumadie no ase na senior Messi kano the NDC's Manifesto and a besha dedicate a lot of time here to me atiase because the issues are woman dorso na answer we call a policy document ni akwa manifesto no news AC kano ye call ni akwa tie ensama former President John Dramani Mahama ekan about the 24-hour economy wabrano kasa or the manifesto launch na Winneba last Saturday.
3 shifts, 3 people. 1, 3, 3. Extraordinary problems require extraordinary solutions for extraordinary results. The sectors that we are looking to promote and encourage to run 24/7 and 3 shifts are first the agro-processing center. And so the textiles industry, the fruits juice making industry, all the industries, the iron and steel industry will be encouraged to run 24/7. Transportation services, there should be buses running 24 hours so that people who have to go to their jobs can be able to get a bus to go to their jobs. Security services, we need safety and security to be able to implement the 24-hour economy. And so we need more police officers, we need more soldiers, we need more prisons officers, more fire service officers, more customs, more immigration. Now the support package for 24-hour businesses is to stimulate demand for 24-hour economic goods and services. And this will be supported by strategic investments in infrastructure, in security, in energy. We'll have public and private security architecture cheaper and reliable electricity, that is the time of use tariff. So in the night when we're not using much of the power and it's going to waste, we can supply it to the 24-hour economy enclave at cheaper rates than we currently charge. Tax incentives to companies that will sign up for the 24-hour economy, they'll be given tax incentives so they pay lower taxes so they can reinvest what they have saved back into increasing their production. We'll give them support from the Ghana Exim Bank, especially for the agro-processing and manufacturing sectors that are going to be exporting. We'll support SMEs operating capacity with catalytic investments to upgrade and generate jobs. The Accelerated Export Development Council. I'm going to chair that personally. We want to accelerate our exports.
All right, so former President John Dramani Mahama, Nadia Odetudra, Eno. Na membra studio na mi mama bedwa for na akwaba Fahad Osman MPP National Communications Team. Mama Fahad, good morning. Good morning. Okay. Peter Akwesi Mensa, member of the NDC National Communications Team. Peter has said,
"Many Akojo."
Me sure say na dey one for or na o me yeah and now be born normal.
I Adom ahwe na last week and I was set to be na because he now see then when you bring no be test say Akwasi catcher na say one MPP ni scanner o mo hwehwe di kugum pass no wanya bia di tin ho atono nti Ghana for how are you woman wonim nti me Akwasi amekasa nipa million o masem na meka mo nti obetu na so what them what ni office na so wo hwe me out Kwesi mense kama asema mama Kwesi mense kama asema mama
it's now the break kan sa
okay o Sophia o ye press conference tie mo nya za we Sabre na dollar to see the net for Sabre no yenya osofu mo ye press conference wo tie mo nya za for we o asem na meka enti no edu en prayer you go ya yes o kasa se obi adura che wo ka Ghana fo asem mo ma Ghana fo hu se o ya o ne abebrese o mu no wo sa atema ne mo na o ka asem na o mu se ampa you are empathizing with them edimi nwan man people bond o mu kasa se de adura che wo mo ade na tonsuom enti no o mu de ya na ete o ma se o mu sika ne gum pass o manya bia di
me and na bisa so and then the oba no na so we try to say that we are for a fight anyway Dr. Richard Fiado we governance good morning we just say we have a code all right then Akwasi mamimra ho
yeah
na let me give you 10 minutes
good
na afedi yen come manifesto no mo
okay
ma launch
yeah
yen hwe what do you have for Ghanaians?
That's good. Yamfa kwan so na yenchia Ghana fo waje bre na wo hwe wo fidi kese bebi a ekodu bia na titu NDC fo enyina yenua bako o ye deputy 10 coordinator for Greater Accra ene ne ba Joshua birthday nyankasa mo fase nti happy birthday to you Joshua. We wish you good health, long life, and you grow in wisdom and in favor of all men, as the scripture says. So happy birthday, Joshua. From here, I'll be coming home straight to celebrate with you. Nnawotwe mu na me wo apaminya krobo. Na me pese me fa wa fidi kase so na me bo honorable Bismarck tete nyako. Me mona baso na me nchia no adwuma so a oye ewo apaminya krobo no eyade a esoni na megidi se Ghana fo wa apaminya krobo nye na damokunu honorable Bismarck tete nyako adwuma so a oye. I went there and surprisingly Papa no I established a Gary processing plant.
Okay.
That Gary processing plant no, it is to run 24 hours. In this 24-hour economic policy proposal by John Mahama no. Honorable no edi kan ayede asase a wa boa your friend say ne mpeso asofo a ho no kwa mo dua banche pa e no mo ye Gary ho adwuma pa etimi ko hu sa de na so ni enti emfa kwan so ne yombo Honorable Bismarck tete nyako abaso e wa adwuma so a oye all the Rasta caucus of the NDC and in Ghana, we salute you this morning. I mean, Chad Doc, Niminia. Who be here say, Ghana near Ocean no pay. Who be now but what tea in Sema, you are John Hammer, a woman, Ghana Nibia, say, be aware in your pine and shame program now. You are Mahama, a starting in his speech, no, or say, be a ye drew as a minor. And who be here say, your boom ponko koyachi. Now you share. The Ghana we left for the MPP. Ghana na Jama MPP. The Ghana now under MPP. And the way forward. Enti Omagana 40 years ye say. Ye fra benyamono. Minua, ye fra bibi infrastructure and investment fund. The gift. Sika ye jato wa Jama MPP are buying $270 million. Need them. Ye fra bibi sinking fund. Sika ye ja ediatum aye $500 million. Neda ho. Ye fe be stabilization fund Ghana for munim cover the buy yomko tebilibi $300 million nedem. Yura mama eja 3 oil field edema yura ekufwadun ene baumia afibia oil no sika ne enya wom about 3 billion Ghana cedis. Ye sanso eja bibia ye frɛ no Esla no ade a ye hyehyɛ ede to ho no Yera mama abana kra enya so emfaso but enhyehyɛ ya oyɛ to wonti afibia under Yera Kufuado ne baumia about 3 billion Ghana cedis ne enya safrim atwabo gas investment ye ede to ho ma Yera Kufuado ne baumia no afibia about $300 million ne enya free sa fund ne mo ye free abemo mo economic status no na kyerɛ sɛ ye debt to GDP si ye de ye ka to omani sika ewo ho no na 55.6%. Your inflation na 15.4%. Your exchange rate you Baumia nam so obey vice president no sa bere no ye free so na 4 Ghana cedis to $1. And all these economic indicators and Ayera Mahama Ghana for say this was the state of the economy and sana yefrabem. Dear Jadima Yera Kufuado any Baumia. In general, no your public debt as of 2016 yefrabem no na 120 billion. Koyo, how is the state of the economy now under Yera Kufuado? And you say that to GDP no echo ya could do 104%. Unprecedented. And inflation over 20% unprecedented. Exchange rate omubon who de wo ye den tia ye Mahama nam so aye to abama wo and the exchange rate 16%. Stabilization fund na ye Mahama jato an ko so moto aso no omodini nyina. Sinking fund sika no 500 omodini nyina na $300 million. COVID buy no they tap $250 million. But Sikakasa Yato in the stabilization fund $300 million.
So I mean, more reporter, yes. This is I'll say starting the balance on the Ghana Stabilization Fund as at 31st December 2016 was $207.7 million.
But your 2017 budget statement by Kenufuriata. In the stabilization for scan $300 million. The omobe year no and now omoka
okay, this is the management fund report on here. And
I'm you can go and check that one. You can cross check that one too.
I'll check.
In all no, there was a fund established at Idamomo. Ni no Ghana for say sika na omo di ni nyina. And as see on mining car e wo see no 761 billion Ghana cedis. As of 120 billion in 2016, 761 billion Ghana cedis public debt. Not just a year where Kufuado no about Nyankwa public debt. I can't money abeka 640 billion Ghana cedis. And only baby I was here. Amount for businesses, amount for businesses, unemployment rate 14.7%. And our businesses and I'm saying a good for ever catcher say about 30% of their capital I then asset. And who be say you be resetting Ghana. It resetting Ghana agenda no. Na you mama pese Ghana for who baby a you down mine esi any baby on mine war. Any here e be here say be sister on mine no. It your mama starting with the economy. And what you say? Say a hochira e wo Ghana for so no. Edin kai e was share economic stabilization. E was reduce hardship e wo Ghana for so. Enti eto akese akodo bi a Yeru Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia de abeto Ghana for so. Ebi ne e-levy. Ghana for ye hu dede sa munyi e-levy fro ma yo e-levy ba ha yo. Omo se ye di e-levy ba ye nko IMF. Ye di e-levy ba Ghana ye bra nyina besesa. E-levy aba Yeru Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia e de yakọ IMF. Ene exchange your friends say that exchange program on muye yenti me no ka say businessmen and women now musical say eno anchi ana metie Yeru Asamjona na wo su say ni business nyina eden akofom ne sika ase they are big time businessmen now through the debt exchange program Yeru Bawumia ne Akufo-Addo de buy o musika temu a ene o mu business nyina eden akofom Yeru Akufo-Addo no mo dada yesenka 11 neighbor no komo nyeden o mo nko IMF and ye dear call Amefa, ye dear could do sabre. Yeru mama say, Segana for to Abamana, Sa 11 obey ye for COVID levy, if we are singing now, COVID there by Ghana buying Kwan and the COVID tax arbitrary so. COVID ye come the dada, ebe sine, Yeru Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia Nkwa, moda so and COVID tax. Yeru mama say, and they how up to Ghana for so. Sa tax no, oba obey ye from. And they, Bibi, I friend a betting tax. 10%. Kwajo, me a student leader. The economic hardship on campuses, the cost of living, and Myanmar and Kwada, their sustainability on campus now is so severe. Yeah. Most of them and my correct through. That yan on wedding, it depends on me. Was the minimum betting, me cap it. But only Mrantia and Mapa when it didn't come because of say which womb any idea or more parent or my one Esika or Mutia for their school fees, their hostel fees, unbearable. They also have to find a way and sustain themselves. And most of them depend on this betting. Yeru Bawumia to Yeru Akufo-Addo for say on for betting tax 10%. And they ham Mrantia ni Maba when you na. And Yeru Mama say no. So open say. Your friend say, and now person and Mrantia and Mabawa ebe go into bet now. It's not about putting 10% on their tax. That means also to chacha. Or musika no mudiano. And our bands over there who could be into what ban of to chacha. Your friends say Mrantia and Mabawa. The best thing you should do is say create decent jobs for the youth. Say the beya omonkoye bet now for 10% and go to almost. It is at 10%. Tax now, Yeru Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia de ato betens no. Yeru mama so be sa de nefuo. But the most important thing is obe create adwuma e de ama
sa bet no mo twem anasa mo yedai.
Oh ye twem a betin. Oh, Yeru mama e can clear. It's not about say utwem anasa wuntwem. The best thing for the youth today, let's say omo betimi enya adwuma. Enti se aban bia o pese utwa a policy ya ujiri say M1 mebunu na. What is the alternative? Create decent and sustainable job for the youth. Nka say oba betwam. Yes say tax 10% tax now the atos no eni betwam. 10% tax. Yes, the 10% tax will be taken off. You be here. Enti mebuna mutie ya, you are stranded, you are confused. Ho tremo mukonya 100 Ghana cedis kra na Yeru Akufo-Addo ne Bawumia matemo 10%. Yeru mama say sa 10% na omoje no ono de oba obeyi sa 10% na fuo de obenya bia wankasa sika na emum the best thing, and that is my second point, is job creation. Yeru Mahama believe say e was say ye ma enabunu enyuma
but I'm sorry
okay.
Point 4 under your economic policy, policies. Now say we shall abolish the obnoxious e-levy.
Yes.
I don't know.
It's straight.
Yes. Or say and review.
Yes.
The levy imposed on bet winnings. And on cash of a trade, also review.
No, and we all can straight. I don't know whether you are reading the abridged version or the main the abridged version. Let's send them your friend saying main one. It is. The 3 a year or cast over cancel no.
The main one here cancel.
Cancel. Main one now. I'll get it for you.
Okay. Alright, you.
So I will scrap 10% on betting. So all this one scrapping. I will scrap the following draconian taxes.
Okay.
It is here. I will scrap the following. and then these are the following taxes I'll back, which is 10% tax. Maybe this one now, bulletin or share, no. That's why, but this is the manifesto. This is the abridged version of the manifesto. And I'll be great. Yes, and I made sure, no. So maybe I was say forward the main one. That was just, but it has been specifically stated here. Scrap the following draconian taxes, and it is there. And when he was speaking to, he made it clear. Say best scrap it until that one there. It is constant.
The reason I'm asking is that me Ghana is a mikuta we enemy social contract.
In America, only problem. So
review now
only problem. I'll get you. Once a year na be more summarize here and almost share. Maybe even if it's the first one, I'm telling you. From this is the printed copies we have shared to everybody, and it is stated in it. It is stated in it. Please, best scrap it. The way forward of the betting in general, no, and now how to review, and I make sure say it brings me to the next point, which is job creation, and job creation is very, very imperative. You see, say unemployment rate are increasing from 8.4%. to 14.7%, which is almost 50 now. It just say, per Ghana's Ascar service now, 1.95 million Ghanaians, young guys, young ladies, and the job creation, mama started with the 24-hour economy. And no yama Ghana ni bia atias say 24-hour economy no is simple say on mine and I say we are seeing na nyame 24 hours I am fanye yinoma. Ye nko ade use 8 hours pe. Into 2 years, you 8 hours. Now, Yapon, into a no enya revenue, a revenue from only 8-hour work pay. Into also no, it is important say be taking advantage. Now, economy ya running in 24 hours. Into Juma Bako ye no. Yamwani so companies asne. Na kwejo ekoye 8 hours we are. Kwame enko twaso 8 hours. Na akosia enso meye 8 hours. At the end of the day, so production of water bottle. Now say 8 hours you produce 500. You bet me increase na ako 1,005. Income a company ni nyano, company ni income beden ebe kosro. Tax a obetu ya ma aban so revenue beden ebe kosro. Mabuna no for modwuma no. Enam say eye 3 shift nti. Mabunu so beden ebe doso from public sector and private sector. Specific areas you be focus here as 24-hour economy ebe run at the end of the day no ebe peja economy no na mabunu be bre ane omo ye national service omo hwe next year omo life be kosen omo afa omo ba be start national service impo omo school ma omo pe opportunity no with a 24-hour economy no is going to create sustainable and decent job for our teeming youth in the country. And so this is just the prelims of the manifesto. Say the next stage, no matter how other areas are very important.
So extra 4 minutes can hunt.
Hey, menu.
You also have 10 minutes here.
10 minutes. All right, thank you very much. I think I'm in chair for no pay. I'm in chair campaign for me over fear. Now it's only the campaign I shall see. The leader of our party, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the campaign I say last week, which I will break by media engagement. We are not signed twice so. And Rana mates, Dr. Matipoku Prempeno, Bono region, and the pay Matisa called Bono East region and the pay. And Rana my constituency, that's the Winchi constituency. Tija, who had campaign. Winchi na me free. Okay. Campaign as an Ayakona. Ya can't be say, I grant for. And yes, a build to better now or pupu any a cancer no there be. A formal common now who dinner. And no better yabaneko. We are very determined in our mind, and nothing is going to distract us. We are so determined, so we are breaking the 8. And everybody watching me on the program, people now hear me. These elections will be an elections for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We've said it before, and we have the belief, and we know very well, sir, within this 4th Republic, the new Patriotic Party in Kwanako elections are winning clearly. It's in the JB anyhow. It's a best before I hear say, we be ejumapa or year of form no. Na yen to asonko. Na unim, I believe sir, minia kasa se Ghana or mujama yen. But the unfortunate thing is Ghana or mujama yen no eniniye. Me born tofa. Ghana no mujama MPP in 2017 and no endi me born tofa in 3 sentences. Number 1, omuja Ghana na sebi ye BA school September, senior high schools September. Now schools in the 3 northern regions for 4 years. Etnefie to January and San Omako school. I believe so we are aware. For 4 years, from 2013 to 2016, ye BA school September BA. Now schools in the northern regions enko school. Omo tenefie because aban enya sika ento aduane ma omunni. This was the Ghana they left us. They left us the Ghana. We teacher nia wo kira ade 33 months you dia o 3 months pe. This was the Ghana they left us. They left us a Ghana Sebina health insurance expenditure at 1.6 billion Ghana cedis. That was the Ghana they left us. Etienne obetana ka kire so economic figures or kade hunu amanfo anopo we. Practically, this is the Ghana they left us.
David, but all cancel can they
you gave references and specific.
I am explaining I'm explaining. Wait. So una woji die se wo sa ko ho we nyina da ho a. What stopped him in 2013? In 2014 and in 2016? Ye be a school September for secondary schools in this country. What stopped John Dramani Mahama as president then? Coming from the Bole region or the Savannah region today, schools in Bole, where he comes from, had to stay home till January the following year and sort of Muko school. I hope you are aware of that.
Yeah.
It happened 3 consecutive times, 3 years. Maybe what? So if all this he's saying, no crisis Canada, Adena John Dramani Mahama Sebi, Otimisha ni nuanum Sebi before me. I'm from the north. Otimisha ni Emma Yetina fear for 3 months. I am go school. So if indeed the economy he's trying to project, you know, you get the analogy I'm trying to put here?
Yes.
If all the figures he's saying on paper, no, what stopped John Dramani? If truly, let's go then John Mahama is one of the wicked or the weak. How do I even put it? Sebi obi and the more dang. Our man in Nuanom Sebi and Mofra Sebi Uncle Smukusuya dear or here you have for 3 months. So please, this is the economy they left us. The economy they left us. Teacher for
okay, so maybe if I am your and I cross check. Okay, so this is 14 January 2024, graphic online, 83 SHS delay reopening due to lack of feeding grant.
I can have them here more.
31st December 2016, SHS in Northern Ghana cry for feeding grant, but specific to just the NDC. 15th August 2022, Charles in the northern region has threatened to disrupt academic calendar if government does not release money.
Please, get it right. I give it memo 2013, 2014, memo 2016.
Yeah.
In 4 years of John Dramani Mahama's regime, on 3 consecutive times, right?
Yeah.
It is true. It is very true. Today we have free senior high school. What it says here, BA school now, let's be very honest with the issues we are discussing. These are the practical economy I'm explaining. Please. Why are you uncomfortable now? There's also making their points.
No.
Thank you very much. This is the Ghana they left us. Today, we have free senior high school, BA school, and Nnawotwe. We took over from them with 700,000 students, 2017. And then, Nnawotwe pay. You have 1.4 million students in most schools, Nnawotwe pay. We've been seen that in the history of this country. So let's appreciate where we're coming from. I don't want to go into the economic details, so I'll bombard our viewers. But I want them to understand the practicality of how this economy was doing when we took over from them. It's a best Ghana for. And come on, we didn't abandon your couture. Now, about to also be your mama see, you call about to us in seminar with him done that Kakramewa. Here's our kind. Yeah, make a shame and also him done that Kakra. Now, come on, I didn't Ghana for their trauma. But I believe, sir, it is important. Okay? And some of you can't. And I'm very happy sir, you try to push him further on the betting levy, no? Yeah. There's a confusion here. And so far, 1 week after my manifesto, no, it has always been confusing. Confusion upon confusion. It's a political marketing, Friday be ideological concoction. And then they say, come on, we nam ha. Here's sanity. I will put my argument, and come on 24-hour economy. It is important we explain this very well. We know Ghanaians epejuma, and a baby obe creative may be a yadepa. Number one, it has to be sustainable jobs. It has to be sustainable jobs. What they are promising has nothing sustainability in it. Okay. Number one. Why do I say so? Last year, a trade minister, Honorable Katie Hammond, or the American Parliament, saying can restrict the inflows of some selected products into our economy, right? And the idea of that particular man is that you restrict our inflows now. Now you need local demand. Now local manufacturers one idea, and me a producer meet this demand. No. That was the idea. Unfortunately, you need to make this for you. More promise on maybe mama. I'm a Ghana for you. So it our Parliament. It's a particular emrawe. It's shooting it down because argument is so minister na stating emrawe say oko ube import ya bramho na me ma ho kwan na import it. That was the argument they put forward. And it was shooting it down. The idea was to create local demand, boost local productivity. Yebogui. And then yabasi yababe 24 then 3 me I don't 133. The woman in here. It is important say abai nyuma mu no service delivery no you're looking out for efficiency. Too much waste in government sectors no mu. Min kan ko akire bebre ahwefo a ehwe me free sebi ye free kronki to emu de be dia dance here before 2017. Wa now ko health insurance office eco renew health insurance card bia no when you create me 2 to 3 days our health insurance office wo ansa no wo saka health insurance card just for renewal. Ye ba ye no ye hu say one of the challenge ni say ye be fani padodo ni be aka ho. Na emom no ye be implement policies e be deal with efficiency. It's number 1. We introduce digitalization in the health insurance systems. It's na me no ka say health insurance card ewu a enwo hia so be call health insurance office akọ join the queue. Ne obe yar so be for phone. No what dial star 929 hash. You are good to renew your health insurance. Eno ne John Mahama listed state institutions na adwimo no. You better run shift no obo DVL obo passport office anya sa. And then you put in and say you will do a house say it me then you free ho. The question is nipa na here so how can we adwuma no. And now you hear systems in these state institutions to improve upon service delivery. That's the question we need to start asking ourselves. So nipa na we can understand say you never been ka ho. No ko adwuma numre. Now say systems na here. Let's look at what Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is proposing. Osi and Otina, so you kunya ba be president o mayimu a. Ne obeye ne say passport office no. Ye the computer systems ne be pejemu. Upe so your passport for Ghana card. Just go to the portal. Uko portal ne so you input your data there. Already no Ghana card ne e bio data wo ho. O bio data no you've already integrated it. If I had to be systems interoperabilities. Enye bo when you connect interoperability, your system interoperability. And it's a state Uber integrating all systems together. Now we're communicating among themselves. It's the National Identification Authority systems, we will integrate it with passport systems. It will for Ghana card. Uber Ghana card data no eco portal and so you are good to apply for a passport. Then you pay on that same system with your mobile money interoperability. What about data digital address system? If it's a month. Premium service now what you for. The passport will be printed, then it will be delivered to you. You don't need to tell me I need to run 3 shifts, 2 a.m. shifts at passport office to ensure efficiency over there. No. Number 2, Osaka DVL. It's a merely what your kind of make wants. DVL. We need to understand what we've got into today. No, you don't need to tell anybody. Say, would you run a night shift? When the demand calls for a night shift to be run, you will run it. So it is not a policy you'll be proposing. So my policy I'm proposing is centered on a 24-hour economy. It is not visible. It doesn't create sustainable jobs.
But a business person is also looking at cost of production.
You see, I understand that. I'll get there. I've listed everything. I'll get there. Now look at the business environment. Number 1, we can't trade minister issues. Number 2. See, a businessman is looking at cost of production. And what they are proposing, there is no clear lines. If you can read anything to me. So, producer just say more lower utility charges, right? Is that what they said in the manifesto? If you can tell me. Also, producer the cost of production will be low in terms of what?
Tariff, electricity tariff.
How do you even tell me this? So what you're trying to say is that those producing at daytime should not work because it is higher producing at daytime. They should go and sleep and come back and produce at night. See, forgetting demand is very important when it comes to production. And also, number 2, Another factor that is so important in production, economic of scale. It is high economic of scale. No, but not producing more at a lower variable cost. Now the cost of production about more, we producing more. But the question is this: there were seasonal demands, and now here to obey, and ever about way. One of the demands are cost require printing. At the parties will be printing T-shirts and posters and flyers. So within this space, from now to December, no, a lot of printing press will recruit more. So they will print more. After December, no, there is no demand to print more. They will cut them off. You get the point? So we should understand what we are proposing. What we are saying is very simple. The MPP is proposing a digital economy based on the MPP is proposing a digital economy based on systems what integrated. We integrate systems in we are efficiency beba. A lot of waste there what public sectors no. You be in every home. Yeah, say yeah, dealing with waste no. Obviously there be kwanajo 2 a.m. Now we are 1 p.m. crowd for order. I want for work lotus. Also go 2 a.m. What's the point I see? So we know production will produce to meet demand whenever it is necessary. It is not when government tells them to do. When the demand is there, or produce meeting. It's a best Ghana for. Send now trade minister them run call parliament we will revisit that particular act again because we need to create organic demand. And artificial demand.
Now we see form.
Let me see form. The year Kenya say, "Oh, head omo Kenya, me say the way ideological concoction. Omo nim the omo can free because last week me tie say nightclubs grab 24 hour me boy. Is it true? I want you to confirm for me here. Is it true? Say nightclubs better.
That's also tie.
Me tie no one person. Me I offer Bono region one former national organizer me boy. Your friend is saying, "Oh, what's the name?" Yaujan. And what's the name? I've forgotten the name. Obe kai make be boy me.
Oh there go so what
me tie no or one platform say it does not make sense to propose a nightclub for 24 hours. Me tana me tie no. A day later, me say to so say be ka say there be o. Ne o kan no nra no yemo ni ngu. Na emom no nightclub be run 24 hours. Enti nchechire mu nyina ne say mo am be kwa adwuma anajo 2 a.m. no. Mo pon 6 a.m. man go fie. Nightclub na Osuno, a baby and a 8.
Okay. All right.
Is that the meaning? I just no. I just want to get.
I gave him 14 in my own bro. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I believe you come back. Thank you very much.
Dr. Doc. So I mean, as an ordinary Ghanaian who ought to in some the NDC or manifesto that I'm sure you've also listened to the NPP's manifesto. I mean, only saying, do you feel that in fact, now person ought to know more country or no?
You, me that say, Edika Michia. Ashefoni tifo nyina. Emsa Oshe manifesto normally a statement of intent. Yes. Political party organization. In na eco school, your brother no a student leader. Me sure say oye manifesto. I'm sure to so man. You was secondary school, primary school, and no crowd share. If anything, class prefect crowd oye manifesto. So it is an intention. Say oba sebi obeye ho ejuma. Into that is what I want to establish with respect to manifesto. Now, I've always said, and I can say, nobody pays taxes to the NDC. So for me, if I have any issue, I have the issue with the NPP. Because not NPP as a political party, but the NPP government. As a political party in government. Now, in 2016, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and another president. 2016, NDC manifesto, NPP a manifesto. Yakoto abagana for said abi John Mahama baby a ode yakono ye ni ho entino yaje MPP manifesto dan eden atum entino Ghana photo abama His Excellency the president current president today the expect say was statement of intent no oba we make sure say you actualize it na e ma yentime mufo no yenya ho faso I have done a content analysis of the MPP manifesto 2016 2020 2024
okay.
And as a governance person, I feel sad that we have a situation whereby a government that wire 8 years is still repeating some of the promises in the 2016 manifesto. Okay. For me, if I see such things, it means that the manifesto was just supposed to hoodwink Ghanaians.
Nasa when to me is it wrong? So besan be kase we man ye me ye
to Abama for 4 years. So be kaya. In 2020, the NPP's mantra was for more.
To do more.
To do more. Is that not the case?
Yeah.
So if after 8 years, something you should have done in 4 years, and you want to break the 8 and get into 12 years before you want to do that, then the question I ask myself is, then is it the case that politicians or political parties use manifesto and I do not think that should happen. Today, I'm happy. Digitalization is good. So I know the extent to which the developed world relies on digitalization. Yes, digitalization can curb corruption. I agree 100%. We should 24-hour economy. This one. The NDC doesn't highlight it too much, but the 24-hour economy can also reduce corruption drastically.
Okay.
You see, and
the
then
corruption aspect.
Your friend is saying, yeah, civil servants and the civil service and local government service now. In terms of services that they render, they have only one finance officer. If the 24-hour economy is supposed to work very well, then we are going to have 3 finance officers. Yes. It is a Uye Nasa Opon. Now they are 2. The other person so the second person who comes on whom possess Sebu Richard Fiadmon and the document make us say 1 mamiska, 1 fat weight and 2 envelopes. It is the 24-hour economy. If it to be done very well in the civil service, local government service, it will reduce corruption drastically because contractors will not have to be inflating contract prices because when you say near TVano, over 10% to her chief executive BGB, auditor BGB, all those kind of things. Now you work on a document and you do not know the face behind the document. But you see, the problem I've seen mainly about politicians, they say, Omobe manifesto near to Obama. They have their own, I don't want to use the word ulterior to be negative, but they have their own plans. Because why is it that today, the MPP, I never saw the National Cathedral in their manifesto. Yet, when they want power, that became a priority to the extent that $58 million has been sunk into that project. If you say you are giving manifesto, then it should be things that so if you get power and something else becomes the priority, it's a shame. And then you have a situation whereby we have been told that draft has come. And, we need 500 million from the, is it contingency fund? Yeah. You see, when my brother was talking and we were mentioning the money, contingency fund, sinking fund is in you understand? So the question that I ask myself is, the Metro Authority, taxpayers' money needed to your they warned the government that there was going to be draft as far back 6 months ago. The government refused to listen. Now it is convenient for government to go and look for 500 million. If the Metro Authority, Ekasa in a government here, then the farmers would have been supported not to go and then plant. And now today we have the disaster we have in our hands. So for me, I think that, I'm sorry, but as I sit here, I don't pay taxes to the NDC. So what the MPP said, that is going to be my priority.
But you're going to vote between the 2 parties. Where the manifesto about, where the manifesto about. So you're making a decision between two people based on the manifesto.
Based on manifesto is about trust. You see, if you see Alan Chamanti, if I want to vote for Alan Chamanti today, I'm voting because I just believe in him that what he has said he will do. But I cannot trust Alan Chamanti. Okay. But if I want to vote for MPP or vote for NDC, then I'm voting based on trust. Okay. So the issue be what will be the track record. I'm happy they are all talking about track record. Now, what is the issue? If the Ghana, the MPP met, what was the inflation rate? What was it in 2016? What is it today? That is what I will look at. What was the unemployment situation in 2016 as at the time we took over and now? So if you have Dr. Baumia and he said we created 2.1 million jobs, and you see, as for the Ghana Statistical Service, whoever is there, they don't do politics. They deal with the data. So it is unconscionable for me to understand, say, we created 2.1 million jobs, yet I expect the unemployment rate, the percentage, the 8.7 over 2 years, I expect it to be coming down, going to 6.5. Then we see improvement. So the issue about the exchange rate, what was the situation? Because you see, I was happy when Dr. Bawumia, as a running mate, tried to elevate the running mate position. And for that one, I congratulate him for it. Or a series of lectures for Ghanaians to see, say, this is how the country should be like. And all those lectures are documented. Mm-hmm. And so, if we're told that, and you see, I am talking passionately because what the Afro Barometer said, that the young children, we are losing interest in democracy. You know, it's a very serious matter. To the extent that people are thinking that the military is better than the current political dispensation that we have. Not because a lot of us did not come to meet the military regime. Mm. And the Gen Z generation, they know nothing about the military. Yeah. So for them, they expect, say, Yato Obama political party based on your manifesto. At least, Oba, follow your manifesto strictly. Yanka said, Oba, 100% the case. No, that is not the case. Because Oba, there are certain issues that will have to confront you. And I know, so as today, the NDC is not in power. Some of the highfalutin promises they have made, when they come into government, they will tinker with it. Mm. Because the situation of the pest will determine whether some of these things will be done. And for me, I also sit down and I ask myself, maybe someone will say, is there a ruling government in power today? You are the one owner who control resources. Mm. It is a who control resources now. I say mainly continuity. But today, the promises NPP, NDC, I will scrap e-levy, MPP, I will scrap e-levy. NDC, I will scrap betting tax, MPP, I will scrap betting tax. So, then I ask myself, I say, you assume that I Ghana, and I said, because Sebio, the betting tax, I buy and introduce betting tax. E-levy, I buy and introduce e-levy. So say, I buy for ban or casse. So the NDC, I will not begrudge the NDC too much. So they will scrap. It's because they are not there. But say, in terms of the MPP, the e-levy betting tax in conditionalities now, revenue source are the man IMF. And that is why it's an Crawford say about me office e-levy in ya tremus here. And ya do with me. And sometimes you kind of create and share Ghana for. It's immediate the American said. And then because of digitization,
so winning point to intra 11.
Oh, you see, that is the problem we have. Because Oko can same way not a bad now went to me in then tomorrow you have trust issues.
Can NDC do it if someone here?
The NDC, they are not in government. Almost they will renegotiate with the IMF. Now,
make 11. Almost they will abolish the
NDC said they will abolish 11. NDC knows. So, they will not be telling the truth. Omunim say it's part of the conditionalities. And you know, almost we will renegotiate the IMF conditionalities. So, I expect the MPP, who can use scrapper? How are you going to scrap it? That will say, oh, now they buy. Usu one outside you see our IMF loan. It is the over Ghana for say Uba Ubechema. Then you have trust issues. And you see, Bahumiane media encounter Nesiano, Obi Bisano. It's a question. Usha NDC Joma Omo Modena, Obi manifesto no afraid be social contract and no more timelines. Say the bar, may you see. I am for the timelines, not necessarily because it will be fulfilled. I'm not God, I don't know what will happen in the future. But yet, a ruling government, Obibisa was a question. I expect to say, Usubit Miyama, some timelines, but it did not happen. And Usha issues, the Minister for Finance, have a catch Ghana for say, your debt of over 7-point-something billion is largely as a result of the exchange. My brother, then I feel say the government thinks that Ghanaians are daft. I'm sorry. Because you know, say, it is a friend is unbridled borrowing. And when borrowing, civil society, a friend is saying, financial experts, people that when the NDC speaks, I don't want to take because they are political party, you know, they want to come to power, so for that. But civil society, Kasai, financial gurus, any Kasai say no. The way I hear borrowing, we are borrowing into a ditch. And then, your junk status. So for me, if we want about governance, now you per se, for a manifesto serious, political parties should not give us a document or mobile, then they come and prioritize something else. And now, me know, say, if issues about this draft, you say they cut sword for the poor.
Okay.
Ultimately,
so mommy about hona and I am idea. Yan show more this kakaka air game pack for no cash out. Cash out. All right, Memo Aquaba and Fambra Jumadi. So Doc, I'll give you 1 minute more to wrap up on what you were saying.
Yes, so in concluding, the best mechanic said, say a manifesto, let's at least take to it about 70 to 80%. Then intimate phone will say, oh, buy no, bon, no more kind, it may achieve 70 80%. It is a when you went to me, now, Usa, a money back the next manifesto, you better see. But I didn't want to be me. Now, Oshesika and Ka Obesewa Hono. You didn't prioritize, then you go and prioritize National Cathedral, $58 million. Then, when Cassis can end, then you are repeating that near one castle obeyano, and no more it is yes, and then voters ne electorate no, and a Ghana for no. Then we are losing interest in the political class.
Okay.
It's you know, NDC, MPP, Momunya Yoma, Ebema, and Intino, Ministerial Political Parties, the Afro Barometer. Global info analysts, no assessment, no we know. We may not believe it, but if you come to the ground, the political elite, they know that people are losing interest in it. And let's see what.
And also, they say, well, and yeah, but you hold you on the side.
I know, no, but we need to start cautioning the political parties. They should not underrate some. Afro Global and put their say, look at the Afro Barometer is an international aid. Oh, yeah, for so many countries, I think 54 countries in Africa, and Ghana's own was not looking good. And people are glorifying some of these illegal takeovers. That's why we don't want it in this area.
Okay.
Yeah, it is far better. But the politicians, they can be spoken to. But Omoba, Momon face stable, the 2 million momentino, Sebi Omunkwana Nyansa.
All right then. Memo, just 2 minutes to the rebuttals because I'll say question governance. Yeah, he is a governance expert also where to look at it. I can give you 4. I can give you 4. I can give you 4.
Oma menuane TSA or yet double standard and pay in terms of the free feeding fee for Northerners near the 2022 what the records not a buy. It is a hot massive no oh can I say you are tackling yourself. Number 2, you see you can't establishment sikaya establishing ya to for specific purposes. Sinking fund, stabilization fund, infrastructure and mineral funds, and an ESLA fund, they were meant for specific objective. Sika they be call for feeding near the other sinking funds can adequate feeding. And you catch us here, Jause Sika women, what is Sika in unfair kotumo, and that's the state of the economy. Unkwa Okadia Beka and public debt, 640 billion. You will say Sika for the first time when the politics are church. Bank of Ghana are recording loss of about 72 billion Ghana cedis. A bit see down in our politics. Cocoa board at the 11 billion Ghana cedis. A bit see down. Ghana gas and Quaka about $600 million. This is the state of the economy. Mama economy na apparatus ya pansa metinia ya record here say a junk economy.
Obi na the Ghana gas this
Ghana get the debt at Ghana gas right now $600 million. Eti whether obi na the Ghana gas go or more the management na works is here. Omo buy na Ghana card neka. Bank of Ghana, Omo buy na Ghana Bank of Ghana make profit and then the loss of about 72 billion. Cocoa board was making a profit around 326 million Ghana cedis. Now, today, that at Cocoa Board requires 11 billion. We are talking about, say, Sikanamu great loot and share. And when you have a question, $1 million, a from passing. What say economy, no? And the exchange rate, no, dollar to see, no, the way I have businesses will come on. And you have the back. You know about me, I say, When the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. And right here, was say, I am no Ghana for exchange rate in the same Missika, no, one member, Fapiano, Protitia Pansama, a dollar to CD no, and the best exposing war. Now said you Missika, no, and that's why you know Cressa, and it is a dollar enough for 4 cities. Now cost 16 Ghana cities here. Ghana for motion and year Nayan Kasa. Near country about me, I say, what did Ghana for Gamo? So standing by his principle. Say economy no, the fundamentals near weak. Now exchange rate in the best position with the Ghana for nada. And now dollar to see the new year 16 Ghana cities. And the expose you about me. Ne sound 20 no me nyina so. Near to Bentiana na ya nyane sa. Politics na ye no. Politicians and be fire for full of the bia. Obetima ye bibia no asabe ya danko dada be. Enti so no kasa dia tum say fundamentals na protect ya pansam. Enuntina city na ko do 16 Ghana cities there. At least only reason there to vote for against Yoruba Omiano. Okay. This is a reason. Medemanu eco okay. Okay, 24-hour economy. Ghana for Muntia bibi. The 24-hour economy is the actual game changer for the fortunes of our economy. Now, MP before them say a yard ever create a human unemployment rate now almost 15 Ghana cedis no. This is the best policy ever solve the unemployment situation. Okay. And the MP before research omukoye and say omu radical this policy. Said the Ghana for engine too because a mabunu be brobi a peduma and a few na obekomu bia babunu bia wie sukua or peduma. And this is the policy kwasi koye adwuma ni bi akosia be ye adwuma ni bi mansa so be ye adwuma ni bi omaku sane na ye omoya. There's no policy in MPP manifesto that can be compared to the 24-hour economy aside the National Women Bank ebe boa amaye maamemo adwuma omoye ebe bi omudie ene man nyina anya adwuma ye no last no national apprenticeship program. So you spend 5 minutes policies are MPP because they don't have any of them. But when it comes to Ghana gas then
where are you getting 11 billion?
I'll get it for you.
No.
Not 11 billion. 11 billion is Cocoa board. And Ghana gas is $600 million.
Ghana gas because all the report PIAC is saying that Ghana gas is owed 1 billion, close to 1 billion. Okay. If you look at all the ECG debt threatens Ghana gas stability, PIAC alarmed that 840. You know, go for the Ghana gas car. Ghana gas for anyway.
All right, thank you very much. Is a doctor. I can say concerning MPP 2016 manifesto in relation to 2020 manifesto, 2024 manifesto. And or before an analysis submission of some manifestos are statement of what intent, right? With the anticipation says we need to be implemented.
That's your social contract with us.
The people.
Yes.
So if you vote for us, this is what we'll be doing.
Exactly.
And we've hearing from the New Patriotic Party, you analyze your manifesto 2016. Ya catch Ghana for you say. Ya promise the year in 2016 no. Ya team achieve 83% of our 2016 manifesto. 2020 manifesto. Ya team achieve 80% of it. And this is a clear admission. Say ya promise you know dog. Ya team nye ni nyina. Ya kan baby as a dog. What we promised na ya ni nyina. Ya kan is a dog. So if you see another promise in our 2024 manifesto clearly tells you, sir, you promise Ghana for no. Meaning this about it not catching so or promise 100 projects, 100% of match even in it is not, it cannot be possible like that. Just like former President Muhammad said some time ago, say 4 years and you're enough. And just not so let's admit, sir, there will be some promises I ain't meaning. And also, Dr. Ebusa some rhetorical questions. That's how I want to call it. So inflation net at the same 2016 and net the same. Obusa unemployment net at the same 2016 and net the same. But forgetting that Dr. Ebusa's questions, you know. When Musa said 2016 economic growth net the same and net at the same. One say Musa said employment to population ratio. And one of the key indicators say who check unemployment is employment to population ratio. 2016 net the same. 2024 and then saying dog. These are some of the key issues. If you want to give a proper dog, please, dog, please, dog, please, dog, don't do this, dog, please. I said some questions. Oh, is he now hosting the show?
No, but he's asking a legitimate question. So don't worry, because
I'll get my time.
Yeah, don't worry. But the thing is that you are addressing his concerns. Don't worry. Are there figures you are providing just as he did?
If that's what we need to do right now, I'll do. Oh, why? No, he asked rhetorical questions. With inflation, it was rhetorical questions he asked. While providing figures, but besides that, saying it was rhetorical questions. So I'm also asking him, and I'm going to give you the figures. You see, today, in 2016, they take you over from the NDC now. Our employment to population ratio now 65%. No, 64 point something percent. But I don't want to run it up. 2016. And I mean, you can say.
From which source?
Oh, these are the sources. What bank source? I'm not even going to give you any. This is it. Ghana employment rate. No, please don't do this. I'm giving you what bank source. Thank you very much. I'm giving you what bank source. Ghana employment to population ratio. This is it here. So look at it. Employment to population ratio. Total, that's the model we use ILO estimate in Ghana was reported as 66.3% in 2023. As that, it may be 64% in 2016. So it should tell you, sir, within the period of 7 years, the population now employable akosoro. So Abai created 2.1 million jobs. There will still be some population. That is the meaning of employment to population ratio. Akosoro. So certainly, as we create more jobs, there will still be some Ghana for any beer. It's a dog. It's for a certain angle of it. It's thrown it out. So now you're saying just to create a certain negative impression about the government. So creating it does not really give the true picture. He's only being economical with the fact.
But you are here to help us.
So that's why I'm also putting it out. So I think that after that record speak. And also let me also go further. Say your castle, your manifesto give us 4 more to do more. And I say you're buying so no. It is important to put it on record. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not the president of this country. He is a candidate to these elections. And he has proposed his vision. What the manifesto about. Menya kunya be president. This is very simple. And I think that it will be fair to give him that space to also express what he can do. Mr. Fatami Brija. We say next Saturday, professional I to us permanent Fatami. It's best celebrate. The Bawumia so betima ya say, minya kwenya so ba beto so a. The metima ya to us from 2025 in here. Based on the projections of our economy no. Ye hu ni say 2025 if econo. Ni me bi be den e be take shape. It's a bank say 2025 meyi eto we free ho. Meyi eto we free ho a. Sebutin if they can so want me and I nada. And I find it very difficult to appreciate where you're coming from. It's a best Ghana for no power. We have policies like that to talk and lastly, I'm the on the same within our business space now. And now Ghana has now called Registrar General's Department. We have business are registered Ghana ha. And 92% fall under the SMEs. 92%. We contribute to 80% to our GDP. The economy be a sebi also a deliberate focus and a deliberate policy a focusing on the SME. Dr. Bawumia said there be when you can also just early this year, President Akufo-Addo launched 8.1 billion Ghana cedi on quickly. Dr. Bawumia said the Obeyama SMEs and said putting up an SME development bank.
Okay.
Now bank in the this is come the Babema what the technical advice. Business advice eba be show dwumanum no the sky then asia semubi no page dwumanum no dwumanum so to produce more so o produce more e don na e wey tira ban fa no quickly just a second
no we're spending a lot of the time.
Thank you very much.
Doc what encompass me do ko share governance na se preko now you have a better to do this.
Okay. That is where I still have a proven politician. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on your independent candidate.
Yeah.
Or you're the NPP's presidential candidate. Manifesto no, it's not Bawumia's manifesto. It is the NPP political party going into 2024.
But it's his vision,
No, If that is the problem we have, and nothing Nana Dubai, obviously national cathedral. Was that the vision of the party? If that was the case,
we don't vote for political parties in this country, dog.
Who do you vote
we
for?
We vote for candidates. I thought you are government experts.
What are you saying?
What are you talking of? Candidate rights on what?
No, political parties.
No.
Candidate rights on
the president can denounce the
MPP
today. The president can denounce the MPP today and still be president.
But Baumia cannot deny the MPP today and run on MPP.
President Akufo-Addo today, this one can denounce the MPP
party. Don't misinform
the public. He can denounce the political party this morning and still be the president.
You don't. Unless Baumia can say or call content in the name of MPP. You're riding on the ticket of the MPP and the political parties. He's talking about Baumia and the political party. You are deviating from the point. Allow the man to take the point. You are misinforming. Please stop that.
It's fine.
For me,
what are you talking about?
Let's speak the issues and let's
stop it. Should not go and sit anywhere and see this manifesto is John Mohammed's
NDC Manifesto.
It's an NDC as a political party. Alan Chamantin at the GTP aba because of independent candidate. Chair the minister did manifesto aba. You see, this is what we do. Here we are. Me abaka say your unknown vision.
No.
If Baumia John Mahama Obi Biara person running with his vision, you should go as an independent candidate.
Okay.
The political party is a registered legal entity. Omejumane say omoko fighting for election. No, we win election. For the MPP to now project Baumia as if so an independent candidate, he has his own vision. I think that is just meant to throw dust into the eyes of the voting public. Because at the end of the day, Owinia Obeformi government.
Yes.
Do you think that he's going to carry NDC members of parliament to be cabinet ministers? No, Obefa MPP4. So it tells you that MPP4 no more and the machinery that was used. Today, let Baumia come and say he's no longer interested. He wants to have his own vision. He doesn't want to attach to them. He has to go for about contesting independent. And nothing as our parliament. We are talking governance issues here.
But before the manifesto, our UPSA, he launched his vision for Ghana.
And,
you see, that vision formed the basis for the manifesto.
That's why I say that. That is a deception. Talking from the governance point of view. Look, if John Mahama or a CPP candidate goes to sit somewhere and says a vision, then there is no need for the party machinery to be used. This manifesto was launched on an NDC party political platform.
Okay.
The MPP manifesto was launched.
But I listened to Chairman Sabon's where campaign launch and I say, Omokasani na ye flag bearer no engage in Kofo. No engaging Kofo no.
It is I understand. It is because the government has failed.
Oh, okay.
It is because the government has failed. Government failing, you know. They cannot allow Baumia to be on the ticket. He's on the ticket. Wow. But in terms of projection, they have to make it as if he has his own. Look, Usha FN is saying on the media encounter now, and some of the questions that were asked. I will talk to the minister. I will do this. I will do this. I didn't know when you on his own because on himself he's working with a government machinery. President Okushia meet the press now. Yeah. The president ultimately answer questions in Obiba, not what former finance minister I say. So for me, I'm saying no political party flag bearer should come and create the impression say I have my own vision.
Okay.
Only political you are in a government. And I am saying if we feel say e-levy and you don't wait for the future. NDC is in opposition, so they talk futuristic. MPP government in power. You see, let's go back to 2016, so that my brother will not think I'm against the. In my introductory remark, I say, Obi any Ghana how to tax NDC for. So the ruling government, who manifesto na G2 mo eto abanema. Okay. So we interrogate your actions and inactions.
Okay.
In 2016, upon all the Bank of Ghana hospital, Rich Hospital, Jomama in Ghanaians voted because at that time not doing so many other things. Our economy. It even though Jomama restored doing so back, the losses are industry a year over the 4-year period. No, you cannot use one day to placate it.
Okay.
I think the voting tier Jomama. So let's stick to it. Emma, we don't come and so.
Yes. Doc, I'm called governance policies. You know. One, I'll say run the leanest but most efficient government under the Fourth Republic by appointing not more than 60 ministers and deputy ministers in our bid to cut down on government expenditure. We shall combine specific ministries and eliminate government agencies that duplicate each other. We shall decentralize recruitment into the security agencies and ensure that recruitment are done nationally. Abolish the payment of ex gratia and cut out waste and ostentation in government. Set up a commission of inquiry to investigate the matter of looted state land and make recommendations for resolving the vexed issue of expropriated Dangbe land. And now the fourth estate of the realm, the media, will also be given the conducive and collaborative atmosphere to operate as a fourth power that they ought to be without threats, harassment, and assassinations. Anti-corruption measures. Government procurement is recognized as a significant source of corruption and misappropriation of public funds. We will, among other measures, set up an independent value for money office to scrutinize all government procurement above $5 million threshold or shall be recommended by Parliament. Give anti-corruption stated institutions unfettered space to operate. The clearing agent days must end on January 7, 2025. Dr. Mamisha Asimfiwo. Memo of 5 minutes on this one. Yeah.
About governance issues now. So governments are quote unquote lazy entities. Governments
okay.
Me know and then say friends your organization to your car. You have friends income tax. That income tax abandoning you maybe or this can. It's a young so taxpayers. No, it is our expectation. Say to Abamawa. The taxpayers, you manage it in a very prudent manner. I don't know where the social contract is. If you have a situation whereby Eba not only say obey me the 50 ministers, yet he goes and appoints 125 ministers. So it tells us that but as and when it sees them, then they want to do the right thing. I am happy to the extent say John Mahama obey 60, Baumia obey 50, Alan Chamantis obey 40, and an independent candidate, Sam Ankara, also obey 25. It is good for young taxpayers because at the end of the day, it will put to prudent use. Now, BBS Kanoko and the Unama acquiring any. Yet, we are getting a situation whereby individuals require a buying. So if we get to a stage where when I say individual, I'm not saying MPP, I'm talking about successive government. So for me, that one idea, so it will save the taxpayers money. But the question is, I don't know, I've seen say trend now, the political parties are going towards quote unquote freebies. Promises which are easily to be made to sway people. Because if you say lean government, about government now, and yet Jubilee House and government no. They are government institutions. And nothing like the NDC has said, MPP have not talked about duplicity. If he has said it, you can correct me. The NDC has said some of the institutions have duplicity. We are into local governance and you see say I don't know do that ban onim say about sanitation a typical local government function. Yet okote sanitation ministry and the local government is there. Now if we be vertical integration and horizontal integration. Vertical integration is reporting lines. Ushema, the Ministry of Local Government is a separate entity and then the Sanitation Ministry is a separate entity. Yet, Sanitation Ministry, no, the agencies now under no, they are deconcentrated. You can't deconcentrated agency, it means it's a region and core district. Yet, a Ministry of Local Government, maybe a sanitation, no, it is a what we call devolution, a core district. No. Yet, the chief executive now, and or your friend Shaman, it does not report to the sanitation minister. It will sanitation minister, okay, policy, that's opposite implemented. It cannot be implemented. Anything and there, we were told in this country that within 18 months, Nanado, Kachagana for say, within 18 months, Accra will be the cleanest city in West Africa. And yet, at the end of the day, he meant well. But the structure of the choir in place, no, a district assembly necessary to the sanitation, not to the sanitation minister. Okay. So, issue about duplicity in the end, if the NDC has promised it, for me, we are all for it because you see kana say be ejijina ye hu ni omunde ye no. We are sick and tired because every day also ahomachi no work ejuma only for sika over ejiji ama ban there's somebody say somewhere because of political party winning abanti then they misappropriate our money.
Okay.
It is the issues of the duplicity no e say ye hwe na etimi edin hu ejuma so that it will reduce the tax the wastage and also the issue about you see that is why sometimes I have a problem.
Now we'll see.
The MPP in 2016 told us said the NDC was into soul sourcing and it's an avenue for corruption. They come and they have done worse than the NDC did. So I ask myself, if it's about the rhetoric, then one government, if you do the analysis, can be trusted than the other. For me, as I sit here, I cannot trust the MPP. Not because of they have failed the country, because based on some if you ask my personal considered opinion, I cannot trust their 2024 manifesto for now.
Okay.
The NDC, they are talking about future. Until the future comes, if Ghanaians give them the opportunity, no more, then we can interrogate some of the things. But the ruling government making promises as if they are in opposition, for me, it beats my imagination. Dr.
Richard Fiadomo, a local governance expert. Okay. Your next issue, no, so which has to do with Adom Brand 100 days launch. Unim say, and they say, 98 days to election 2024. January. December 7, 2024. Na ye launches ye call regions mu ko hwe say then omun da kwan say bia ebesi from a year and a day kodru 7 December. Na yenkwe na yenkonko hwe 7 bia omu edeto ye ni mu abra ni omudi nkomo no.
Your election headquarters. Jemamunyina akwaba. Babe mejina seshi Jaboso ewo atoye atifi Mantem Western North region. Yehwe aka enafua makon oha na yekwa kwoto aba. Yehwe various political parties ahomboa waye. Manya constituency secretary for the Jaboso constituency Alenzada Adukwesi. Yenono atwetwe komo
100 days to elections. Ahomboa de meka say bibia da na kwam. Jaboso constituency yen eba elections a idi kan sha ase ye adwuma ne to ho. Ni se ne ya me no ka say kura ka 100 days no. So ka say ne ya yemfa ballot box nko polling station ayi nim results ayi benya. If you say elections no anamoto no enye dakoro. Say often say oh this is 7 December near Kotoaba. For that matter no 7 December nti dana 7 December na ubetimi anweni amba na oboa.
Mesaka NPP secretary for the Jaboso constituency Maxwell Kwansa 100 days to elections ahomboano same plan is it
so your program at the whole district your resources are they come yam na ya group kakra and omo so mebwani na no to watch for so am betimi adaje akọ round so na resources ni ya check according to the obia beko and bibia dey intact since 92 I started about 2 MPP Jaboso constituency yenya parliamentary seat so entrada afi dey say wa hwa all out all in.
Maxwell Kwansa or your constituency secretary and the new patriotic party Jaboso constituency 100 days to elections within the Augustine Boa Adom Kase.
Aka 100 days na yekotoaba NDC party war Esutifi North more expectation anything
your 100 days kama ya dia toaba no ye NDC amanyuko ayewo Esutifi North electoral commission afamu no ye hwese ode nhyehyeye ebegu akwa mu a bibia bekọ wano start free exhibition a omo ye ewie nso ana afi aban no ono nso so assurance a ode bema political parties ni nyina se nkugu a eba no obeji atum no wose o start to ho anamo na various stakeholders a omo ehwe ema asumdue eba abato emu se ye ahyase ne na wiye ene abato na chi no sa stakeholders ni nyina nso so omo hu se kasa omo kano kasa ebema NDC any political parties ni nyina hu se omo gina mfimfini
aka 100 days na yakotoaba MPP amanyoku no uba esutifi north den na mohwe anim fisa mekopem 100 days no
100 days aka yade ba koto abai esutifi north your expectation pa de say ye betimi akọ obiara enchen fiafie mu na ye no mo akasa ne yada adwuma die titiriwa ye mampani na nado dankwa kufado ene ye wura Dr. Mamu Baumia o ma ye ede abo o men ye pese obia ehu eno eda nchen ya ne ehwehwe pa wo 100 days akai ene se ye campaign nyina mu no na ye preach asundwie asemo nso sebe ya dani duru na se ye to aba no a de ye atutrasem ana se de be kwakofa oyone pria ana se ntokwa aba no de yebesi ano
100 days aka ansana yakoto aba no bibibia efa abato ho ewo esutifi north ewo ahafomantem no yebeboabo ano na yede asom yetiefo ewo election headquarters midin ede Sami Asari.
Memwakwaba eba wo election headquarters aka na fura ha na Ghana ekwabato so enam ne senti ena yene amayekuo akasie mienu a ewo Brekum East abato mpesua so obono mantam mu metre NDC NPP wodwantwafo edi nkomo na yabisa won de wo hwe animu ewa afi abato emu owura kwakukankam chairman edema NPP amayekuo awo Brekum East abato mpesua so nafua wo ha ya aka Ghana ekwa abato so yi de ne si omani so se amayekuo
yo medasimenia nafua oha aka yede beko abato yedi suade hunu pa ne se Brekum East amayekuo no yebeko so adinkunim ewo both presidential and parliamentary elections na me kire say yewura Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ebedi nkunim na yen parliamentary candidate oye city MP yewura na esenkyereme ensuso ebekoso adi nkunim
nnafo haya aka yede beto aba no NDC yeni daso ni awurade ubisa me say DNA ye gina so ye de ko election e de anwena ye de kase bakopa ye nsuo Brekuma nsuo enwo kwa atwe a na adana asem ye wadwa ma adahoroma wama ye nsuo a the whole Ghana oyin kro nnan ya nsuo nye problem a ene Brekum eka ho oba electricity a the whole Brekum ni nkurasi nyina ye wadwa ma ye wa Tamis ye wa JJ Lawrence wo me yes adwuma nyina ni ama Brekumfo enti nne no Brekumfo ankasa ani ababa ho so se ye pe abane a oyem puntu akase ewo Brekuma NDC onentine me ka to se 100 days ya aka no ye ne da so onse ye to abane na NDC ebedi nkunim sumedasi
gwo ha ya aka ansane yakwa abato so yi bibia fa abato ho ewo Brekum East ene mpesua so nyina ye de bebrao ewo election headquarters meeting at the Dominic Donyina.
All right. right, so that was our launch of a 100 days to election. The Adom brand, Adom FM, Adom TV, Asempa FM, Insura FM, Ewo Kumase, adomonline.com. Tracking the days to election 2024. Nenu yedi hunkomono ena ora mane boama oye penny mu wo NDC ne mo de to dwa say isi ne ne bi ho mo ya ema omo doubt because isi ne say omo systems ne robust but now ora mane boama e kire say ne ekoso no o hwe voter registration exhibition nonsense by human errors ne adena ema omo doubt to say indeed the systems are robust and then I dream say ocean ya yisi akan ne omo ye na the presence of political parties at every stage of the process now isn't it something that we should all put our faith in and say ebe doc mamencha simfio because you are the neutral here
I'm saying IPAC I'm saying and time na NDC boycotted and I think some reasoning a prevailing on back. It is a BBFI election will be ano. A certain electoral commission account IPAC. Sana about abonte. But Ekoba say omoko can be na electoral commission ya de fufra, and that is why NDC sometimes ushe the MPP in opposition normally antagonistic towards the electoral commission, and NDC prior to coming for time normally antagonistic to the electoral commission. So technically speaking. It's no news. Normally, opposition, untrust will be here. It's normal. But the Amanai West is here, the fact that Nnawotwe Danko Akufo-Addo has appointed politically exposed persons to the EC. And nothing that sometimes I have an issue with the Peace Council. For me, I think that the Peace Council, they have outlived their usefulness. So the next government, they should scrap the Peace Council because they are a drain on the Afghanistan, the taxpayers. Really? I'm telling you.
Peace Council.
Oh, Peace Council, they should scrap it. In our current situation, they are useless.
Cambro Fernando.
Say, Omuhuni Faso, and then current Peace Council, Omuni Faso. You see, Oshe issues now, Peace Council now. Omushe, one of their key is to promote peace. Now, promote BBA is an ongoing exercise, a new event. It is yet your mamuha. Now at time I don't say Peace Council now is serious and say a Kotwaba then say and sign peace factor. And I support the NDC 100% that there's no need to sign any peace pact. Because it's a peace pact it may prevent violence from happening there, then it's useful. And then even though we have a constitution, we have laws that fighting crime nowadays, but crime is going on a daily basis. But you see the situation whereby the Peace Council is trying to say omuni powers be say if you don't have the powers Peace Council by 2011 and then me say 2011 or 2024 13 years ni 18 someone and you want to 2011 and then 2024 they cannot sing the same songs it me them first say Peace Council there any next government be John Mahama and Chairman Cheddar obi bi obabebiano they should just scrap the Peace Council. It's of no use to us and now also share issues are the reason why the Peace Council say immediately one political party, any civil society organizations, any well-meaning Ghanaians babonti say appear hene or a known MPP person. It's enfanim kohono. I expect senka the Peace Council no almost said this is an element or a remote cause of violence. So because of that, and then appear in charge of IT, Emma Yefenisen, the Electoral Commission. How on earth do you expect the NDC and the other political parties to trust the data your system? Sometimes political parties say they exaggerate some of the issues. They say it say so you transfer microphobia and they are not aware of it. And it is very possible. Because at the end of the day, on the election day, no corners udin now craft voter side card now udin could be Uniska over foka akoda other place now. It's a mechanism a ruling government can use to rig an election. So for me, you see, Kasana tomorrow if the NDC wins election 2028, they will be ruling government going. They can also use the same mechanism to rig. Kasa is not. That's why sometimes a difficult because Nyotia Bayamus is here. Onona Sebu has a responsibility to protect the integrity and the security of this country. It is about na Bekasa so nipa na odena ba no politically exposed Fanu to nchen na for obi for also yenti obi adia. Then you have the political parties also taking an entrenched position. And can the normal circumstance here, every party in opposition does not trust the EC. I know the normal NDC is complicit, MPP was complicit, and in future MPP, if they lose this election 2028, they will also take the same posture. I know they normal. But the current situation, politically exposed people echo EC. I think it's very dangerous for our democracy. And the earlier action is taken. Now we have 3 to 4 months. I think 3 months towards the election. Something can be done. Now, enjoy this issue of.
But really, what can he do? Because these are systems. And again, when it comes to result, more political parties, you have agent at the various police stations. What can he do?
The reason why the EC can rig election for a particular political party.
How?
I am telling you that I am the one in charge. You see, you can't say enko check you. You see that the EC itself, Oman said that your friend is saying advert na there for people to get to know. They always rely on political parties. Political parties, no, they come over first to be winning power. No, any here no.
Say enko then.
Yeah, they say enko check you. The publicity
they were advertising. But it was slow.
I'm saying that
it was slow. It was
very low. And you see, issues now. And I'm telling you, this issue of transfers being done, I'm say I was West were gone. Then there was people went to fight because I think xenophobia or them one or transfer, not transfer ID. And I'm telling you that this is what the EC can do. Say no cre, say xenophobia. You if you want particular police station, they almost a different place without their knowledge. That is a rigging machinery. Because on the day of the election, I ban just what to answer na can you. See, I'm on kwama one to a ban yen kind. And Argentina, and have you heard say the NDC is raising issue? Say I buy the soldiers akugu baby because person fighting green or export and all that thing. Because we all saw that in the 2020, the sister soldiers akugu. Your friend is saying, Aflau voter regime, just with the view that we are Ghana Nina or Togo now person register.
Mansa drought this time is not. Yes, I mean yes, I understand.
I'm just talking about the suspicions and other things.
But this time, the drought any voter is nothing part of the country or.
No, I'm just saying. Have you heard the NDC trying?
Yes, I have. That's why I'm bringing in that. Yeah,
and I'm just saying because of the mistrust. Now, any little things be a people can read lines into it and say this is what you want to do. For me, I don't see the difficulty in the president replacing the politically exposed. There were 3 people on Audio Mako. I will say, we need any MPP form we neutral in our country, Hannah. That
MPP form we neutral.
Yes.
How can it be?
No, when I say no, I can be a sympathizer of a political party, but I'm not a card-bearing member of a political party.
Okay.
Who says Afarijan Wantuaba? Afarijan couldn't have voted for NDC MPP at the same time. He voted for one political party. So I know he material. But Obi, this man sitting here, Obi and so politically exposed. He said, "Chayeba, NDC back power no more confirm as EC chair." You think that this man here will not raise it? Some your man that we should just try to avoid.
Thank you. I was saying about callers no can't. I'm more be more 2 minutes na yemko. I'm more 2 minutes yemko. Yemboni tell.
You see, the TNS say abana yakotono. They are very critical for Ghanaians, and the electoral processes leading to the election is a hunyapa to say a danwan kasa bana yakoto. You say obi be yo bibia election process no election no process and just an event. Start free baby. And until now ubekaya you start here now mo yes some of the reforms be mo ba yenko yenyi your friends indelible ink free or your bogu ye after the equine money who say BVD machines will be my electoral commission office or any debate to abontin from parliament almost a bois later no maba abontin Ghana for yampa the NDC forecast your machines are no correct voter voter registration no limited registration figures or more debate to abontin and one office of the election directorate be expose you say wrong. One or mobile to Ghana for a yampa and this for the Tania correct. The Sambre no what's a Ghana for Ponkonko Chinkase. And someone this for about electoral process in Indiana, we have been vindicated.
But wasn't it the reason why Anam will be to be part of the process?
And it's not mechanical. At this point, with the exhibition of the voter register, and someone NDC for canon. Enam said the Chamontino. Ghana ni bia wo pese ya batwe mu ye fenchem and especially Peace Council is that the name again. And what's a Peace Council interested in America because and Sanaya Daho. Yama examples are in this ambino we are calling on the electoral commission. Number 1 and Yama 5 and Bonnie Toto oh and Yama 5 number 1 yes say or more already start 5 in the year because any already concerned maybe I will be in here we are now ya bob 1 minute I mean the boss and Yama is oh go
before I hear you pay a bit dance be on come on you did has said Sebi, any first time I call about 20. Yako 1992, opaque ballot boxes. We saw it. We've gone through reforms with our electoral processes. So what we've heading towards now, I think sir, it is appropriate, say, as neutrals and people with the expertise and knowledge in this area, Senator Dr. Anope said there have been some successes with our elections over the years. And sir, we saw over time, we saw a very important question, sir. One commissioner, a bit more crime. Election. That's the question we're all asking. One commissioner. I know very well, sir, multimedia. On election day, yes, sir, Banasiano Pano, Compim said to be more live coverage programs are more running. It will be the past more data and more gather on election day. I will project my gun in Aheno. A numerical dry as you will be the easy office. Or see there be or no resource. Would you say a bit possible? It can never be possible. Abani Ekotuo, Adrino be a Ghana for me can be. I don't see these elections as a do or die affair. And I don't see this election say a 2 year Ghana be good. The world's drums no mobility and the let's tell Ghanaians. Say 2016, now electoral commission go Maimuha. The opposition party. Every opposition but winning with over 1 million voter. You won't make GDA. Say about December 7th no. Ebe Frenching. And one thing who be here say exhibition no. All these challenges will come up. Then you will rectify them. Then move on to December 7th.
Thank you.
But the impression. Sir,
na yemfa callers ni bi tell na yenko 030221 1201 na 1 no obetumi adan 92 obetumi adan 3 obetumi adan 4 so 030221 11201 or 202 or 203 701 or 702 or 703 or 704 0302 211 701 or 702 or 703 and 704 free na you know ND and Komo CCA also chira wadwen e won some na discuss ya share the NDC's manifesto and ya share the NDC's disagreement with the EC saying some more systems no robust also wadwen chira e wo ho and say wo party form your new way on manifesto no one is saying any komo ewo hotel na yenko aha Nnawotwe dwumadie so Adom TV ene asempa 94.7 FM entino obetumi afre na ya fa won so wadwenkyere but in the meantime menhwe na menko Facebook na menko kofa some of mo commenter ewo ye Facebook no so Inshade, we say, good morning, boss. I'm watching you from BBNE at the Pafelicia Nedia or the Baye NA. Father Beidu GH, fellow Ghanaians, if the NDC claims that President Akufo-Addo, who has provided free SHS to 2 million plus children, is a non-performing leader, it's essential to critically evaluate this assertion. As a Ghanaian, it's crucial to recognize that the NDC often relies on spreading misinformation. No, okay, and they want to justify. Ejumako Enyane Siam constituency, our best candidate is Dr. Rashid Kwesi Etuafol. Let's vote massively for him. Let's open our eyes to truth and see through their tactics. To lead is to solve. My regards to Chairman Kuteng, Regional Chairman Anthony Kwesi Saki, Central Regional Organizer, Mfantaman MP, Honorable Ophelia, Incoming MP for Ekonfi, Okunkom Kaswa MP, Howard Compson, and General Frimpong Kodia breaking the 8 by Omia for President, Rashid MP. It's possible. Osunaba Father Beidu from Ejumako on one ne de or the buy no Opoko Richard said, what was the unemployment data in Ghana during NDC? You must know how many people have entered the workforce since 2016. Joe Money said, in fact, Nanado and Baumia have really disappointed me and my household, and so this time around we are going to vote against them. Joe Money from Santasi Kumasi. Boache Bompon says the most dangerous person is a politician who disguises himself as an academic. Okay. Enti Nedia or the buyer. No. Yefensia, medase, meda mabedwa fo ase so mo bebo a me yedi dwumadie Fahad Osman MPP, Peter Kwesi Mensa NDC, Dr. Richard Fiadome, governance expert. Very Samuel Kojobre. So we have my production team any me crew ni nyina no me se medase. Yenhia bi onya na me Adom Nnawotwe ade anyway. Good morning.